Good morning, Saints. This is Renee's News, and we're going to talk about something that has been, but yet I hadn't heard it on the news. Y'all know how, I think it's Channel 5 that says that's 5 is news, and something after that is history. Something about history. Hi. Well, I got some news that Channel 5 didn't get. He got it, but he hadn't reported it. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the news. I'm going to tell y'all what happened a long time ago. Do y'all know that Job got stuck in that well? And he knew better. He knew better. He knew better for being disobedient to the Lord. That knucklehead, the Lord told him to go one place and he went another. Can you imagine him doing that? Now, how do you think the Lord spoke? Can we paraphrase? The man came here and said, Job, you know, the Lord said, you got to go this way. He said, nah, I ain't going that way. I ain't going to go that way. I'm going the other way because I know them people, they not going to repent. I ain't finna go that way out. They ain't with them fools. Them are fools. I ain't finna go down there and deal with them fools. I'm going the way I want to go. And if the Lord want me to go, he going to tell me myself. I ain't got time for the Lord right now because I know them people ain't going to listen. If it was the Lord, they would have listened to me the first time. But they always got to give you trouble. They rebellious. They don't even listen to folks. And he turned around and said, because, you know, I know they're going to listen to him, and I just don't want the Lord. You know, I ain't going down there because I don't like them. If I go down there, they might change their heart because I know they're not that bad. They're not that bad. Those people not that bad. And I know that but they hurt me. They did me wrong. And so he not talking to the man, right? He not turning away from the man, and he talking to himself. He hurt. I ain't going down there with them people because if I go down there, I know that, you know, they did wrong. Yeah, it was wrong. But, you know, they might repent because I know they have God. You know, at least it said. And if I go down there and they know I'm a prophet, they don't listen to what I say, right? But I don't want them to change. I want them to stay like that so the Lord can get them for me because they did me wrong. And that's what Job said. And so I ain't going to go the other way. I ain't going on Nineveh. So what he did was, he went on about his business. I'm going to Tarshish. I ain't going to Nineveh. I'm going to Tarshish. And he going to Tarshish. He got on a boat. And he said, well, hey, yeah, what's going on here? The boat was going all over the place. Somebody started praying. Job down now asleep. People on the boat just running all around the place. What is going on here? The weather. We can't control the boat. The boat was going, and so they pulled straws and said, what's going on? That's Job down there. Something going on. This man on this boat, and so they threw Job over, right? Because they felt like the Lord talked to him because he was on the boat. The Lord chased Job and said, I want you, Job. I want you to be obedient. I want you to do what I tell you to do. And Job said, I ain't going to have them people, Lord. You know they done hurt me. I ain't going down there and deal with them. I ain't telling them nothing, Lord. You're going to have to use somebody else because I can't stand them people. And so the Lord started dealing with the men of the boat and said, you know, I'm not going to stop this wave, you know, until y'all go ahead and throw Job off the boat. But see, they knew Job was a man of God. And they said, okay, we can't throw Job off the boat. He's a man of God. We can't touch a man of God. It's prohibited. I don't know what happened there. And so Job still on the boat, and the boat got worse. And the man said, I tell you, before we throw Job, let's go ahead and throw these suitcases off. We're going to throw our belongings. We'll give up everything we have because we're not going to throw Job. And so they started throwing all their suitcases and stuff off, and supplies and food. And they got down to the road and said, we're still light, but we're still sinking. What can we do? And he looked at Job, and the Lord already told him, Job, throw Job off the boat. And so they took Job, and oh, Lord, forgive us. And this is wrong, we know we're in trouble. And so they threw Job off the boat. And Job sank to the bottom of the water. And this shark come, and he ate Job. Now, the miracle part of it is a lot of times we don't believe that. But that's what the news said. The news said it happened. Now, I wasn't there. I'm just telling you what the news said because somebody else reported it. But the Channel 5 didn't do it. So I thought I maybe I'd tell you because y'all wasn't there. And that's the old news. Y'all probably didn't know them because we didn't have that kind of TV back in the days. And so they put it in the book. And so we still reading that book. And some of you ain't picking it up reading it. So I'm trying to tell you that's what happened back then. He had disobedient to the Lord, and so he had to go down to the bottom of the ocean, and the shark came. But really, the whale rescued him because inside the whale's mouth was no water. And so, you know, man, God didn't make man to swim. Man, he didn't make man to swim. So it's a good thing that the shark ate him because he would have drowned. And you know, he couldn't communicate with the Lord. He needed some land to lay on, even though it was dark inside of the well. He still had some land. The Lord said, "Now see, I'm still taking notice. You know, that you're a man. I could have really just left you out there to swim like a fish, and I know that would kill you right away, instantly, you know. I'm taking in consideration that you can't live in water. So it might seem bad, but I'm going to go ahead and put you in another place, and it's going to seem like you're by yourself. And so it's going to put you off in there because you're running from me. You know, you won't listen to me. I'm trying to tell you to do something, you won't do it. You know, I'm trying to tell you to fast, you won't fast. I'm trying to tell you to pray, you won't pray. I'm trying to tell you to teach your children. You want to teach your children. I'm trying to tell you to feed, eat, and all this stuff, and you're not being obedient. So I'm going to have to go ahead and let you go through your sickness or whatever else you're going through. You know how we do. I'm just paraphrasing, for some of us that understand that sometimes we're disobedient. And so the Lord said, I'm going to go ahead and throw you down, but I'm not going to kill you, I'm going to make it seem like you're almost going to die. And so when I threw you in the water, you sound like you feel like you're going to die. And then you saw the shark come. Oh, Lord, I know I'm dying now. And then the shark ate you up. And so you're in the belly like, ooh, I didn't drown, but I'm still in the place. I'm locked up. I didn't drown, but I'm locked up. And so now he's locked up inside of the whale's mouth. And the Lord started dealing with him. Okay. As long as I didn't have to go to Nineveh, I stay right here in the whale's mouth. I ain't going out. Because, sometimes we can hate people that much. I sit right here for a little bit. And as long as I don't have to go in there and tell them I'm sorry, I ain't going down there and tell them nothing the Lord said. I ain't going to do nothing the Lord said because I don't like them folks. And sometimes we ain't got no reason not to like them. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. There's no reason for us not to like them. We just don't like them. I ain't going stubborn. And so you going to rather be locked up. I'll be locked up because I ain't finna go over there. So you stay there for one day. I'm cool. Is it time for me to leave? 48 hours. I lasted 48 hours now. A whole week. Like, oh, Lord, I don't know now because a whole week, I don't know if I can stand this week. You down there, and the Lord said, okay, I got to get you to a point to where you're really miserable, So you sitting down off into the shark mouth, and the Lord gets to dealing with you too bad. And you say, okay, Lord, I'm almost ready to come out of this because I'm getting tired. And you're looking around trying to see if anybody looking at you because some things you want to do, your butt's aching, and, you're used to some cravings you can't get inside the shark mouth, and it's bothering you. You're ready to, but now you're at the point now, I don't know if I'm going to live because I just can't open up this shark's mouth by myself. And so you start getting worried. First, you was stubbornness. And stubbornness sometimes make you feel like you can still in the, it's like faith. I consider it impossible. Yeah, when you're stubborn, it almost make you feel like you got faith. I go off in there because I know. But it's not fake because you're not believing God. You're just doing it because you're rebellious. You don't want to do it. So you in the shark's mouth, knowing you can't open it up, but you don't care. As long as you have to go to Nineveh. And so you off in the shark mouth, and now you're at the uncomfortable part, and you're hungry. The shark food ain't good enough for you. The Bible didn't say he was letting water in or any fishes. And you probably couldn't eat anyway because you down there with it, Normally, man would probably die just because of the saliva and in the shark mouth, but now he's down there at Job, and he's just listening to the Lord. He at the point where, what normally take a day is by the time the Lord let him out of the shark mouth, he started running to do what the Lord told him to do because the Lord can make things so uncomfortable for you. He can break you down. He can play with your mentality, make you think you're crazy. Yeah, taste buds leave. You don't want nothing to eat. Your appetite is gone. And now you saying, okay, Lord, how can I get out of here? I'm ready to get out, but I can't. He said, no, you're not ready yet. I'm going to get off in there because now you're at the point to where you're hopeless. Now you're in the shark mouth. And you didn't put yourself there. And so now you're scared and nervous, and the mouth ain't opening, and you think, I'm going to die off in here. And you don't really want to die because you know your life ain't right. And Lord started dealing with you on Nineveh. And then he said, okay, Lord, in his heart. He really said, okay, Lord, I'm going to be obedient now. And so the Lord opened up his mouth, and they said, now that's what they tell us. I don't know for sure, but they told me that it took him 1 day to make what is a 3-day journey. And so he must have been really running fast because normally it would take 3. And he went on a horse, and they didn't have cars back then. And he ran on his feet. And can you imagine taking 1 day? And when he got there, the Bible never said his feet was hurting. He was still able to speak. And he prophesied to Nineveh. He couldn't stand Nineveh. He prophesied to him. And then he walked away and looked back. They repented, just like he said, I knew they were going to do it. And the bad thing about it is, he already knew they were good people. All he had to do was be obedient. All he had to do was suck it up and say, you know what? Must have been minor. It must have been so minor because, listen to me, I want to show you something. The Bible ain't show some of y'all. The problem probably was Job all the time because it took him to go into the whale's mouth. And it was so minor that Job already knew before he was heading toward the city they were going to repent. So apparently the people weren't that bad. And he knew the people weren't no bad because he said, if I go, they're going to repent. So I'm looking at his heart compared to the people's heart. His heart was harder than the people because he already knew the people was going to repent. They were more soft-hearted than he was. And so he got down there and told the people what the Lord said because he was a prophet. And when they repented, he got mad. He refused to eat and everything else. He sat out there in the sun. And the Lord said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this big old leaf over his head. And so he brought the leaf and he sat up there like, ooh, thank the Lord, it was so hot. He sat out there in the heat all the time like a stubborn old. He was still stubborn. Because he was set free. He wasn't no longer in the whale's mouth. And so now he's sitting in the heat, still complaining about the people repenting. And so the Lord said, watch this. Let me test him. Because, he ain't worthy. Yeah, because the Lord let him out the whale's mouth, and he's still complaining. He's still mad because God forgave people. And so he said, let me test him because he's not worthy. So he brought a leaf and put over there, and he ain't say nothing. He's just sitting up there on that leaf. Lord said, I see you ain't complaining about the leaf. And what the Lord was telling him is that you don't complain about these other people who